have big dreams. They scare me, but also they inspire me to take action. I always wanted to move to the place where I can achieve my dreams, where things can be possible. I decided to immigrate to a new country. I'm scared they will slip away, my dreams. I made a decision and packed my bags, and left everything behind. Here I am, in the big city. It's not as easy as it looks. I faced challenges right away. I was going into the unknown. I only knew a few people. The language barrier was a serious thing. I realized that I can only rely on myself. There is no one who will be helping me. I can only achieve success through hard work. The grind began as soon as I stepped my foot on this land. At first, it seemed exciting. Everything was new. I was learning English, studying abroad, playing tennis. I saw so many opportunities. Everything I ever wanted, but not what I expected. I didn't come from a rich family, and I had to learn how to survive with $50 per month in my pocket, which meant no parties, no pleasure, only buy what you need. I had to learn how to make my own connections with people and find my own ways to succeed. I kept believing in myself. I knew I could do it, no matter what. I had this dream to win a Grand Slam. It's naive, it's a crazy dream, but I wanted to achieve it. Me with $50 and no idea how to do it in a foreign country. First, I started asking people around where can I start training. Some suggested it to check phone book, so I did. I saw some ads about tennis coaching, so I reached out to some. One coach agreed to take me, but it would cost $50 an hour plus $100 for the court fee. I said no right away. Another one said $70 an hour plus court fee, and then I lost my hope. Until one of them suggested to start checking tournaments and find some players as sparring partners, which could be free. Luckily, I had a semi-pro level. It was not hard to find people to play with. After I had a consistent sparring partners with who I could play as a guest at their tennis courts and who was happily helping me out with not paying any fees, I started training and improving my game. I struggled to study in college, working part-time and maintaining high level in tennis on my own. I had difficulties at open and A-level tournaments, barely winning any games. Finally, I came down to B-level tournament and won, just B-level, not even semi-pro. I was happy, but not satisfied at the same time. In the first 2.5 years, I successfully managed to graduate from college. I started playing tennis even more. I eventually injured myself because I wanted to succeed so badly and didn't really have any structure to my training. I didn't win any tournaments anymore. I went back to Kazakhstan to try to make it in tennis out there, and I failed. My injury became more severe. I didn't have any finances to recover right away and continue to play tennis on the high level. Therefore, I decided to stop. I came back to Canada to pursue other dreams. Here I am, back in Canada, devastated, broken, lost in life. What do I do now? I failed already. Am I still going to succeed in life? I looked deep inside and told myself, I still can become somebody. It was only a small part of my life. Life is not lost, just keep looking. I started from zero again, and the new journey began. I always wanted to try modeling, but I thought I needed to be famous for that. I did some research, started asking a couple people around. To my surprise, they told me the opposite, and you can start modeling at any moment of your life. You just need the looks for it. There, I see it, a spark, a new goal for myself. But I didn't know where to begin. First, I needed a job. I'm not a student anymore, I have to cover my own needs. I tried to find a job at the banks because my major was finance, but I couldn't get one. I didn't have enough experience, or the language was the problem. Finally, a friend recommended me to a restaurant to be a dishwasher. I was hesitant at first, but put my ego aside and took it. My grandma always told me if you don't have enough money for food, you can start working at the restaurant. They can feed you food sometimes, and she was right. I liked working as a dishwasher. It taught me even more discipline and self-control. I've learned to do something that I don't want to, but have to do it. However, there was nothing that I can learn about modeling. I kept looking for ways to find out more information about modeling world. One time, I walked into a clothing store and saw people who worked there were fashionably dressed. An idea came to my mind that I have to find a way how to work here. I searched a job posting for that clothing store online and applied. I got hired. I met a guy who knew about modeling a little bit more. After his suggestion to go on a freelance modeling site that existed at that time, I started finding photographers, models who can teach me a bit more. I got invited to participate in the pageantry, which I saw as an opportunity. It was a fun experience. I got the second place, but it didn't help my modeling career, until he told me to go and try casting for a men's fashion week. After I made through a fashion week casting, it helped me meet agents, designers, my models. I walked the runway for the first time. I kept asking models if they can help me meet their agents. Meeting after meeting, I finally got signed. It was a small success for me, and I entered a modeling world. Maybe I can become someone after all. The things didn't take off right away. Modeling for me required a lot of time and development. I moved away from retail stores and went back to work at restaurants again, but as a busser. I just started doing YouTube videos to help myself grow. I was still making a small amounts of money. I started getting into debt and was behind my rent. I was sleeping on my friends' couches for some time, and my visa was getting close to expiry. Things with my ex-girlfriend didn't work out, and I lost my opportunity to get PR card through her. I was working at the restaurant with the thought that that's it for me. Just make enough to pay rent and pay off my debt. Slowly work my out of this, and maybe hope for a big opportunity to come. I had thoughts to go back home after my visa is up. I slowly start doubting myself. The things back home were getting ugly, with terrorist attacks, economic crashes, constant protests. My family got hit financially because of the political situation of other countries. No support, no money. My dad had heart attacks, then heart surgery with near-death experience. He lost his vision on his right eye. My mom working double shifts. No way for me to be there for them. I started constantly questioning myself. What do I do? Am I doing the right thing? Parents always say don't worry, but I started worrying a lot. Sleepless nights, 2 a.m. walks to clear my head, panic attacks in the middle of the night. It was getting really dark for me. After darkness, there's always light. Because I believe one person, life of the other one can change. I got an opportunity to start working as a barback at a new restaurant that just opened up, which resulted for me getting more money and tips. I started booking higher paying gigs in modeling. It helped me pay off my debt. I met my girlfriend and things started getting easier for me. The great thing was that I didn't have to walk this journey alone anymore. She got into the mud with me. She started giving me moral support. She was not afraid to take the risks of my situation and of things possibly not working out. However, my work visa was still an issue. I had to apply for an extension, which still didn't work out. I received 30 days notice to leave the country. I left barback position at the restaurant because I wasn't able to work anymore. I had to find solutions how to support myself during this period of figuring out how to get a new visa. At that time when I was working as a barback, I was trying to do YouTube, and I learned a lot about videography. With help of some friends, I was able to borrow their cameras to practice and keep filming some content, because I didn't have my own camera yet. Fortunate for me, I was able to create some fun videos and caught an eye of the restaurant owner that led me to start earning some money from videography. I started building my portfolio with him. I saved some money to purchase my own camera. Eventually, I began working with more clients, which helped me freelance more and continue to support myself financially after I left my barback position. I had no other choice but to go to college for 1 year. so I can get a student visa and extend my stay in Canada. Once I got accepted, I was able to secure my stay. I went for a second diploma at college. I had to take a loan at the bank to pay for it. I just paid off one debt, and here's a new one. However, I was extremely lucky to start freelancing at a tattoo shop on a consistent basis. In addition, I was trying to grab every freelance opportunity that I could get, so I could pay off my loan faster and have some money to leave. Finally, I successfully graduated from college after 1 year. I was able to apply for a new work visa thanks to my girlfriend. It was time to start working towards permanent residency. I had to find a full-time job on a payroll basis. Again, I was lucky enough to get hired by the agency that I used to do freelance for. I was working 3 jobs, full-time at the agency, freelance at the tattoo shop, and modeling on the side, so I can pay off my loan quicker. Fast forward to now, I managed to pay off my loan fully and finally have a decent living. It seemed like never-ending journey of constant struggle trying to stay here in Canada. But with the pandemic that is happening all over the world, an opportunity to apply for permanent residency was closer and more realistic than ever. Due to pandemic, Canada was inviting more immigrants who's already in Canada to apply for PR card. With the help of some people, we were able to apply for permanent residency. It looked like a light at the end of the tunnel, a breath of fresh air. Now we just have to wait for a government decision if we are going to become permanent residents of Canada.
It's been 12 years since I moved to Canada. A lot has changed. Time changed. People changed. I know I've changed. I knew that moving to another country, I will never be the same. I've lost a lot, but I gained even more. I remember receiving the letter almost a year later because it was sent to a wrong address by the government. Needless to say, I didn't know what to do. It said 90 days to restore your status, but my situation was different. Time was running out. I had no money, debts, my parents couldn't help me. My mom cried when I asked her for help because she knew she couldn't. Later, I found out that they have to give up their house for debt. My dad told me that he almost died during one of his surgeries. I couldn't believe my ears. I knew I was strong. But now I got even stronger. Thanks to people of Canada, Toronto, special thanks to you. I got my permanent residency card. Is it finally over? Was it worth it? Well, I have to make it worth it now.